A creak from overhead echoes through the silent room as the building settles in the cool night air. A light breeze slips through a cracked window, adding to the natural draft of the old edifice. Agent Baker lightly taps a small videotape on his palm. Though visibly exhausted, he waits patiently for a response from the owners of the Winters Funeral Home.
I guess we better tell you what's going on here. Right, guys? Who's here with me again? I don't remember.
Everybody's there except for Olaf.
Do we know why Olaf's not there, or is that going to be not explained?
He just didn't come to the door when Agent Baker showed up.
Alright.
So, who wants to explain to Agent Baker here what's going on?
The man called Rolf is in a corner, just kind of staring off into space, and he's clutching the Star of David in his hands.
Yeah, we'll let you take charge, Esmeralda.
Oh, okay.
Shit.
Damien, you want to explain? Alright, go ahead, be my guest. But why don't we all go sit down in the kitchen?
Well, you're in the sitting room.
Okay, I go get a drink for Agent Baker, and I spike it.
With what?
Whoa.
Rat poison.
Rat poison?
Why is she trying to kill the agent?
In my head, I hear all my comrades' voices telling me to hold off, so I hold off.
She's a little too bloodthirsty.
You're not the man called Rolf, Susie. You don't hear voices.
I don't hear them, but I'm like thinking, wait, would my friends, would my
What would Jesus do?
What would Jesus do?
I ask, what
Wow.
would Jesus do? And Jesus would definitely have a human do it instead, so...
What?
Jesus wouldn't spike the rat poison.
Okay.
You remember that we have a lot to get through tonight. Just
sorry.
keep that in mind. Well, I'm sure you can imagine what I saw in this tape.
We can definitely
I
imagine.
plead the fifth.
We can definitely imagine. But might as well you should hear our side of the story first. Okay, what do you know about the supernatural?
This is my area of expertise. My PhD is in philosophy. I've studied folklore and paranormal occurrences from across the world, and I was assigned to this case specifically due to its unexplainable nature.
So the FBI doesn't scoff at the supernatural. They believe it exists?
Not in any official capacity. I'm here to rule out certain explanations.
Esmeralda puts a CD on the CD player and it starts to play Do You Believe in That?
So,
Damien takes out his badge and shows it to him. Do you know what this is?
he takes the badge and looks at it for a second. Order of St. John. I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar.
So, all you need to know is the FBI is not the only ones interested into the paranormal. There are other agencies.
And other sects that
and what she
are
said.
of religious nature.
I can imagine.
From
But
what
these...
we are, like, well, not all of us, but some of us here are was given the job of protecting this town from things that go bump in the night.
By, you could say, a higher order than the FBI.
Okay.
Well, the things that you saw on that tape, would you mind telling us exactly what you need some explanation on? That way we can actually explain the specific parts that you don't understand.
Why don't we start with you telling us what exactly you believe is true and what is sort of in the realm of impossibility?
Yeah, because if we tell you something, you might not even believe it, so there's no point in us wasting our breath.
And some of the things might require live demonstration for you to believe in.
Good point.
Rudius.
He smiles.
Yeah, Rudius, sorry.
He smiles pretty wide. Try me.
With
Can I?
You said you could show me something.
With my
wanna see
wind
it.
magic, can I conjure like a tiny tornado on the palm of my hand?
Roll use magic.
It was 2d6? No, what do we do? 2d6? I can't remember.
Yes, 2d6.
It's like what, like 8 times? 11.
Ooh, okay, so the magic works without a hitch. So you conjure this small little whirlwind in your palm and you show it to him. He looks at you wide-eyed and stares at it for a second. And he passes his hand through it and it dissipates. Wow.
And then I take out my calling stone and I call as Elizabeth so that he can see, because if they don't have wide space time back then, this will be like...
Okay. Elizabeth
Ring, ring,
comes on the calling stone. Yes, mistress.
Hi, Elizabeth. I just wanted to introduce you to Agent Baker here.
Her face pales and her eyes widen.
What does Agent Baker say?
Mistress. And the connection cuts off.
Oh. I guess she didn't want to say hi.
Yeah, shy one she is.
This is incredible. I need to document all this.
Let's not. And I take away his little notepad.
Yes. And we don't want them more than the witch hunt, do we?
The American people need to know that people like you exist.
Yeah, well...
Have you read the X-Men comics? Do you know what they do to people that are different from them? Have you heard of slavery?
Well,
Have you...
let's move from fiction to reality. What do you think happened during the witch hunt? For real. Do you really think those people weren't witches? They were. And that's why they were killed.
I've met one before. Came from the 1800s.
Like,
My
I'll be
job
on.
within the FBI is to investigate these occurrences and debunk them. My job as an investigator is to produce the truth about what happened.
No. It's to investigate. It doesn't say to produce the truth. You can investigate and then only report the findings that you find that are useful to the investigation. Is there anything specific to what you saw on the video that you have questions for us about? Words.
Not after seeing what I just saw. I have everything I need.
Which is what?
That it's real. The paranormal, the supernatural.
Yeah, sure, but don't you want to figure out what's happening in this town? You would think disappearing people and murdered mayors would be more important than just the mere existence of the supernatural.
But if just learning that the paranormal and supernatural are real is enough for you, then you can be on your way, and we'll take care of everything in the town. Which is...
But if you want to stay around and like see how it goes from supernatural to completely unexpected.
The man
Well,
called
save
Rolf
some
does not
lives.
think this is a good idea.
I don't either, Damien. I have no idea why you're suggesting this. I think that the agent here would be more than happy to just go on his way, and we do better on our own.
The agent looks at his watch. Listen, it's late. I need to get back to my hotel room and work on my report. Can I meet with you tomorrow morning? We can discuss this further.
Yes.
We'll be here. Just know, too, most people, especially the government, won't believe what you report to them. So I'd be careful what you write.
As he walks out the door, he kind of turns around. Well, that's why I have this, don't I? He holds up the small tape.
You don't understand.
But it's not...
My friends
And he
here-
walks off.
Were you gonna say something, Rudius?
Well, he's gone now.
Well, you can tell us what you were going to say.
I yell it out after him. We have friends in big places! Or high places! Whichever's the right word. You better cross us!
You
I-
cross us, you cross Satan!
I stop my feet and just walk back in. I'll teach him a lesson.
Damon just face palms like, you have to say Satan.
I didn't say that.
I know, she did.
It was just a joke.
Okay, the night progresses uneventful. The group retires to their respective rooms, and the morning comes.
Why are you so surprised?
That was my, it came, So I said,
There's
Good morning, everyone.
another knock on the door.
Yeah, I opened the door.
You see Sheriff Hughes.
Oh, Sheriff. Or may I say, the future mayor. How's it going?
He pushes his way in, and he throws a newspaper down onto the kitchen table. Have you seen this?
I haven't, but I think I can guess as to what's in the newspaper.
what does it say? And I walk over.
The headline says, Did I ever give Hughes a first name?
I think you
I don't
did.
remember. It's probably like David or John or something simple.
There might have been one, but I don't remember right now.
I think his name was Hermione.
The worst part is I know you said it in part 3, but I can't remember.
I didn't say it in part 3 because I was listening for it.
Oh, okay.
Because I couldn't remember it. So I'm just going to assume no.
Okay.
It says, Sheriff David Hughes accused of tampering with Henry Akeley's campaign.
That's a bunch of horseshit.
How exactly did that happen? How did they come to this conclusion?
After the commotion you all caused at Akeley's speech, they're pinning that on me. They know that I've talked to you guys before.
Wait, what happened at Akeley's speech?
Yeah, well, I was there because I had a hunch something was going to go down, and something did, and Rolf sort of went ballistic. And
The man
started
called
burning
Rolf
shit.
had a vision of Akeley
what?
being hurt.
And did you go up on the stage and do something to Akeley?
The man called Rolf saved Akeley.
She pats him on the back.
Listen, I don't know what you people are up to, but I can't have this. I can't be sheriff if I lose this campaign. You realize that?
Okay, Sheriff Hughes, we agree not to get involved with anything else. We'll stay on the down low.
What the hell was going on? Why did you do that?
The man called Rolf had a vision of the man with burns.
He was saving Akeley's life, potentially. He was not doing it to hurt anyone. You have to understand, these visions, they come to him, and he reacts.
Then there's the whole thing with the bank. What were you people doing there?
That's squared away. There's no need to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, that was purely a coincidence. We were just out shopping and something was going down at the bank, so we decided to be good Samaritans, just help, you know?
There's no reason to bring that up again. We promise you that we'll stay out of your campaign. And don't worry, we won't let anyone know we have any association with you.
Look, just stay out of the public eye just until after the campaign. If I'm gone, I can't help you anymore.
We understand, and we'll try not to, but things have been rather rough lately for some of us.
And there's things going on in this town, Sheriff Hughes. You have to understand that there's things that no one even knows about, that something very bad could have happened, but we stopped it. We prevented it from happening. And it's hard for us to do that if we're not able to leave this funeral home.
What are you talking about?
Abduction of children,
Death of teenage young women.
death of the potential of your running mate.
A cultist mayor. You know, stuff
There's
out of
a
the
long
ordinary.
list, yeah. And the thing is, we know what's going to happen because we investigate it, or we sense it, some of us, like Rolf, and we act on that. And we prevent bad things from happening, just like when those two girls died. Or, well, I guess it was only Sarah Miller, but still, with all that stuff.
I have a bit of the lead on Akeley, but that can easily be wiped away with some more bad publicity.
Well, we'll stay out of the eye, the public eye at least.
we'll try not to cause you any more problems than we have to.
If anything does happen, we won't say a name, and you can treat it as though, for the time being, you're not associated with this at all. Just treat the situation as Akeley would. And no one will know that you have anything to do with us.
Yeah, you can just, I don't know, disown us. I don't know,
for the time being, of course.
Yeah. But, yeah. But we promise you we won't try to make any more issues for you. You have a good day.
Did you want to have breakfast here? Anything to drink?
I have some campaigning to do.
Right,
how's your son? How's he doing?
Yeah.
Derek's fine. He's getting ready to go off to college. I'm busy. I'll talk to you all later. Better yet, I'll talk to you after the campaign.
Yes, we understand.
He, as he walks out, he passes Agent Baker, who's walking up the steps.
Okay.
As soon as the man called Rolf sees Baker, he gets a very cross look on his face and leaves the room.
You really do something about Rolf.
That should be another series. Something about Rolf.
That'll be his spin-off series.
Fixing Rolf.
Everybody hates Rolf.
Yeah.
We don't hate you, we're just annoyed.
No, everybody loves Rolf.
Agent Baker, good morning.
Did you want some tea or coffee?
Out of character, do you think we should maybe do something about Beckley and help out with the campaign? Maybe, I don't know, cause some, like, small, stupid things to happen, like, I don't know, maybe his pants coming undone in the middle of a speech or something.
What, to Akeley?
To discredit, yeah.
But see, the man called Rolf would be worried that would lead to burns. That would lead to
but you wouldn't know that. It would probably be just me and Esmeralda and Damien doing it.
Oh, if the three of you did it, then...
Susie, eat that mic.
I don't think it's a bad idea as long as we're not seen doing it. And as long as Sheriff Hughes is nowhere near and he doesn't see us.
If you guys' rolls don't go well, you'll probably have to burn some luck to avoid attention.
That's true, yeah.
How good are your minions or your helpers at makeup? Maybe we could, like, disguise ourselves.
I could ask them. We can...
Ahem.
Yes.
Oh, hi, Agent.
Am I interrupting something?
No, that was
no.
out of character.
Okay.
We were playing make-believe. We were playing, actually, Dungeons & Dragons. Have you played that game? I'm this character named Susi. She's an idiot.
Yeah, I'm this weird, like, Indian dude named Farhan.
Yeah, did you want some tea or coffee?
I'm fine, thanks. So listen, I typed up part of my report last night, but I'm hoping to take you up on your offer. Kind of follow you guys around and see how it is that you investigate.
Only on one condition, Agent Baker. Do you have the tape with you?
Roll manipulate someone.
Oh. Let's see it.
What is it again? It's
2d6.
Charm.
So 1. So...
You got this, Susan.
You can do it!
6 and 1.
That's a pass.
Yeah, that's a pass.
It's a mixed success. So you have to do something right now.
Okay.
To show him that you mean it.
Okay. I tell him, hand over the tape, and we tell you everything, and we'll show you everything. You just have to, you can come along with us on all of our investigations. And to show him that I mean it, I
blow him a kiss.
I blow him a kiss. No. I take him, to show you that we mean it, I'll tell you what happened in the tape with the little boy.
Okay. I'm listening.
Why don't you come inside and we'll talk?
Yeah, and then I close the door and we sit down in the sitting area. Okay. So the little boy you see was friends with a vampire of sorts. And
we have to put him down.
Yeah, Damien, do you want to take this away? It's hard to talk about because it is very sad, and we wish it didn't have to come to that. But
Come to what? What happened? Am I missing something? The kid's alive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but
It was sad.
yeah, what happened with him in the basement. It was sad that he had to witness the vampire who was his imaginary friend, his best friend, be murdered in front of his eyes.
I see how that could be sad.
And I'm not sure, did the vampire show up on tape?
Well, I do have the tape.
Could we watch it maybe together? We can maybe pause it and explain what's going on, scene by scene.
We can even say that we do that, but us just fast forward.
Sure. He puts in the tape. You guys have set up
A viewing area?
Rolf's VCR from his apartment in the living room. And the video starts, and it's just it's the empty basement before all of the upgrades from Elizabeth. And then an old man in a lab coat walks in. And he's messing with some of the jars, and Baker fast forwards for a while, and the guy's in there, and then a few minutes later, a body gets deposited through the lift, and he starts working on it, and Baker fast forwards through that. The man goes over to the camera, and he looks up at it, and he kind of squints to try to see something. And then he kind of does like a little flail motion, kind of like shoot.
Yeah.
And then he runs up the stairs, and then the tape ends.
That's all that was on the tape?
What the?
Yeah.
What the fuck
Also,
is
you
that?
recognize the old man as the vampire.
Oh.
Oh! Oh, well,
We probably gave away more than we should.
yeah, but we never intend to do anything bad. I guess we didn't even have to show you anything. I knew that tape could not be running for so long. Oh my goodness, and she face palms.
Oh. I guess it was a happy coincidence. We just happened to be honest people.
Well, I wouldn't have believed that story before last night, but something tells it that actually did happen.
It did, and that's what we thought you had on the tape.
Yeah.
And that's why we were worried.
I see my bluff worked then.
A little too well, I think.
Yeah,
Pretty good
it
what you
did.
do.
So, what's on the agenda for today then?
Well, actually, so you saw Sheriff Hughes as you walked in, correct?
Sure, that's the fellow that's running for mayor, right?
Yes, correct. Actually, he's ex-Sheriff Hughes, I think, at this point. He's currently not working, but we actually have to stay out of the public eye as best we can. It does not mean we can't investigate, but it just means that we can't do... Well, you saw us at the bank and all that.
We have to be a bit more subtle.
Yeah, we have to be a lot more settled in that situation. And Rolf... where's Rolf?
And
Where did he
the
go?
bank, was that
Yes.
you're doing?
No,
Which one?
actually, that's a good segue. Let me explain what's going on to the team as well, because a lot of them aren't
we
aware.
went there. So
The little squirmy guy, where's he?
Rolf! I'll go get Rolf while Damien starts explaining.
Yeah, he has some
And-
issues.
The odd-looking tall guy?
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Where
Olaf.
is Olaf?
I don't actually. Let me go knock on Olaf's door. I go knock on Olaf's door. What do I hear, GM?
Nothing.
Olaf! I walk in.
The room's empty. He's not there.
Okay, I go and knock on the man called Rolf's door. Knock, knock, knock.
There's no answer.
She walks in. Rolf!
She sees the man called Rolf on his bed, sitting up, but he's staring at the Star of David amulet again, deeply trying to, as if he's trying to stare some evil out of it.
She sits down on the bed and she's gonna do a mom moment. So let's just say she does a mom moment. We'll fast forward. Pep
No.
No, let's do this.
Okay. Rolf, did you want to talk about what happened? What's been happening with you?
The man called Rolf he doesn't say anything, but he kind of twitches a little bit.
Look, I know that what's been happening here has taken a toll, especially on you. But don't think that all of us aren't affected by it as well. We all have our little inner demons that we have to fight.
The man called Rolf does not have inner demons. The man called Rolf has an external demon, and it's named Sarah Miller.
Well, at least we can relate to you a little bit. Sarah Miller's not a demon either. I mean, maybe our decision that we made wasn't the best decision. Do you think that that's why she's haunting you?
The man called Rolf killed her lover.
But you didn't know that, and I actually am not sure if they were lovers. But you didn't know that at the time, and we're going to make it right. Try to tell her that. Try to talk to her. Try to learn more about her. And when she talks to you and tries to tell you to do bad things or bad things about yourself, remember that it's not true. Okay? Just, do you think you can do that?
She's a liar. She's deceiving you.
The man called Rolf throws the amulet across the room.
Rolf! Look, I'm your friend. And so are Damien and Rudius and Olaf, and I might be forgetting someone, but we're all your friends, and we all care a lot about you. So, can you at least trust that we all care a lot about you and that we're just trying to get through this together?
The man called Rolf trusts all of you.
Okay then,
But the man called Rolf does not trust Baker.
I know that, but we need him. Do you understand? You have to be tactical in these things.
And
we have to keep our enemies close.
And if Baker takes away Rolf for killing the mayor, and at this he tears up a little bit.
She puts her hands on his shoulders and looks him right in the eyes, in his teary eyes, and she says, Rolf, we would never let him take you away. We're a team. I would leave my sect before I let anything happen to any of you.
Use your class and abilities.
I know, I'd be really fucking sad, bitch, but I'd use them.
Pick another playbook, but...
I just think... Okay, Rolf, so are we ready to face our enemy and keep him very close?
The man called Rolf supposes he can do this, and he kinda... As he's leaving the room, he kinda pauses, and he looks back at the amulet, and he quickly runs over, grabs it, and shoves it in his pocket, and follows Esmeralda.
And another thing, Rolf. Sarah Miller is somewhat your enemy, so what she says, listen to it, and maybe it can help us solve all of this. Look at it from an outside perspective.
The man called Rolf views her as a thorn in his side, and nothing else.
Well, good. Let her be a thorn that helps you along and makes you stronger and wiser.
Okay, so Rudius and Esmeralda come back downstairs.
I was never there.
Sorry, the man called Rolf and Esmeralda.
Rudius. Okay. Alright, Agent Baker. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna note, the man called Rolf's eyes narrow as soon as he sees Baker. And he still sits a pretty good distance away from him.
You know, you remind me of someone. Have these friends that help me out from time to time, and you're...
The man called Rolf kinda goes, hump, and just, looks away from him.
It might take some time for him to warm up to you. He's not particularly good with new people.
It's a bit like a cat.
Yeah. He's very loyal once he gets done. He's right there, Rudius. Could you please have a little bit of decency?
So what's the plan? What's the first step? The bank, you were talking about the bank?
Yes, the bank. Well, you know how talking to Baker and sort of the team, but especially to Baker, he's the focus. You know how when you question me unlawfully so? Well,
you're perfectly within your rights to remain silent.
Whatever. Semantics. Well, I did mention that there was a noise in the vault that I want to investigate, correct? Well, what I did not mention was that I saw a small supernatural creature in there. It's like a small humanoid creature that was sort of buzzing about, moving really fast, and when it noticed I was there, it sort of just vanished. I don't know if it went away or just went invisible. I couldn't tell you. But
sure?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not entirely aware of what it is. But I did encounter it, or I guess multiple its, again yesterday when when Eckley was giving his speech.
He writes it down furiously. Multiple of these? How many?
I couldn't really count. They were in the trees, just jumping in between, and I had a feeling that they were hostile, so I had
And they caused the fire?
I couldn't rightfully tell you, to be honest. Like, I don't know what these are and what they're capable of doing. That's why I had to summon sort of like a bird creature of my that could at least chase them away, or maybe cast them on and eliminate them. But things started spiraling out of control, so we took off, and you should know the rest.
So if what you tell me about your group is true, you've likely encountered creatures similar to this?
I personally haven't encountered anything exactly the same as this thing, but maybe the people from this, her from the sect, or Damien from his order might know more about it, but they haven't really seen them, so...
Honestly, I don't recall ever hearing or seeing about anything similar to this, but I can contact my sect if we feel that this is a huge threat to this city.
Well,
actually...
It has caused 2 incidents already, so
I'll go to the other room and contact them. They wouldn't like it if you were all here. Or I'll do it after, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. And, Damien, do you happen to have any information on these things I was describing?
These, not from what you say, they sound like there could be a lot of things. There could be gnomes, freaking leprechauns.
It could even be fairies, actually.
Fairies
or like a little Ant-Man.
I would say, more like pixies and fairies. But I have to talk to my order about it.
Yeah. But regardless,
let's see what your sect say. They might know more about these kind of things.
Yeah.
I believe my sect would, besides of St. Peter's. That's the name of it, right?
No. How are we sitting? Like, are we sitting
David?
Close together and Baker's further away, or are we like in a circle, or what?
Baker's kind of sitting in like the alone chair, and then there's like 2 couches on either side, so you guys are on the couches.
Okay, can I say that I'm sitting beside Esmeralda? Okay, I lean in and whisper to her, "Hey, do you think we should mention about the whole mayor incident? Or should we keep quiet about that?"
I think for now it's best if we keep quiet about that. I whisper that, but...
Yeah, but I feel like we would seem more trustworthy if we come clean up front rather than him figuring something out and accusing us.
We're still not sure what side he's on.
Baker's cell phone rings. Excuse me for a second. This is my partner. He steps outside to take the call.
I go and eavesdrop by the door.
Roll act under pressure.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, did you roll on Roll20 or?
Well, no, hold on. Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
I have a -1 of that. That's why I said, oh, fuck. And then...
So you go up to the door, and he left it kind of ajar, and you trip, and you slam the door shut, so not only does he notice, now you can't hear what he's saying. And he steps a little bit further away.
Well, I don't know what he's saying.
I'm speaking just a bit louder so that the rest of them can hear me, but not Agent Baker since he's in the other room. I was like, call me stupid or what, but I really think we should let him in on the whole mayor situation.
You saw his partner, right? She wasn't very convinced with all this. And
Sure, but I don't know if he will just go in up front and just like tell everything to his partner.
But that's what they're investigating in the first place. If we end up incriminating ourselves, then they can take us all away.
But you have to also understand your sect and the order, they're probably pretty powerful, so if things do get out of hand and they take an official report back to the FBI, we could maybe, hush it.
If we collectively tell them what's happened, For at the very least, the man called Rolf will be taken away for murder.
That's what I was about to say. At least the man called Rolf and Olaf, they don't have sex. And even you, Rudius. Only Damien and I would be safe for sure, and I don't want to risk that.
Rudius really only has his mother.
Yeah. Well, I have a father, too. He's not dead.
Well, yeah, but he's not involved.
I guess.
Your mom's super sister's not your father, right?
Well,
Well,
yeah.
his mom has,
she's
like,
not
the
really
magic.
Yeah, she's not really superstitious or anything. I just had to make that up.
Well, let's take a vote. There's 5 of us. Wait, Olaf's not here. Well, there's 4 of us. Let's take a vote. Who votes that we tell Agent Baker?
I know.
Say aye if you vote.
I.
What's the question? Do like
To tell him, yeah. Okay, so only Rudia. So we can assume all 3 of us vote not to.
I don't trust him yet.
Agreed.
Okay, Rudius but one thing we will tell him once we know.
Baker walks in. Sorry about that. My partner is following up a lead on the whole mayor situation.
Does she understand all this? Does she
Yeah.
believe in magic?
I'll explain everything to her. She'll.
Oh, so you haven't really told her about our encounter last
She doesn't seem like she would, understand all of this. She seems one of those people who think science can explain it all, and doesn't have a mind for themselves, honestly.
She's a woman of conviction, but she also
she believe
believes
in
in what
God?
she can see.
Yeah, I think you're being unfairly.
At that moment, the lights in the house flicker and then shut off. Rudius and the man called Rolf roll for a hunch.
Oh, fuck.
That's weird, right? Or shark? I can't
Yes.
Oh no, either way I get a +2 bonus.
remember. Oh, yeah, this is shark.
Damien, did you forget to pay the
I
electric?
got a 9.
I got a 11.
Am I paying the bills? Who's paying the electric?
The Olaf was paying
Oh, that's...
it.
Oh, no, it's Olaf, and I don't know where he's at.
Okay, so the man called Rolf, you get first action. You sense that there's something going on at the power plant.
The man called Rolf senses something thinks something might be happening at the power plant, and he shoots off out the front door.
Yeah.
I don't think we should all leave.
I am already chasing after him. He's right on this one.
Agent Baker, if you want, you might want to follow them.
Out of character, the whole, man called Rolf will say there's something going on at the power plant was such a Susi move.
Yeah.
I know.
I couldn't think of anything else to say, so I was like, fuck it.
Are you two not joining your partners?
Well, okay, so at the moment there would be no need for all 5 of us to go, I don't think. And Olaf, we can't fight him. So I think it'd be best if we stay here just in case he shows up.
I see. Well...
Okay, out of
character, what do you think?
Yeah, I
Farhan,
feel
should we
like
go with
it's
you
weird
guys?
at least one of you don't come because you two are the officials in our group, and if neither of you show up, me and Rolf are technically civilians. Yeah. So I feel like one of you should always stay with us.
That's
if you
true. I just feel like not all of us would leave. I wouldn't go.
Rudius and Rolf are the only ones with who have already been arrested.
Yeah.
Yes, that too.
That's
so I
true.
feel like
So
someone official with a badge or connections should be.
And I need to stay around because right now I don't know what the fuck Olaf's doing, so I'll probably look for him. Because who knows
find his
what
dead body.
he's getting himself into.
Let me pack my bags.
While they're leaving or going or while they're gone, is Agent Baker going with them?
Well, I'm interested in hearing some more of what you've done in the past. I can catch up on what's going on now later on, so I'll stay with you.
Oh,
Okay, one quick thing. Let me go into the other room, and I'm just gonna make a quick call to the sect because that's what I was gonna do if they all left. I call my sect. Ring, ring, ring.
Your sect? You can't call your sect.
I call my mentor. Sorry. Ring, ring, ring.
You have to roll for that.
Just make a call.
Would I roll again? Mentor.
Probably weird.
Plus sharp.
Plus sharp.
Sharp.
So...
Wow, that's interesting. Oh wow.
damn.
Okay.
That's a good roll.
You make a group call to every single one of your sect
I
members.
just have one mentor.
Okay, so remember, it's a call for info.
Yeah, plus 10 to get an answer to my question, no problem.
Esmeralda.
Hello, Sir Yorick Bunninson. How are you doing on this lovely day?
Do you require
Did you hear all the
Esmeralda?
accomplishments I've made here? No, I know I'm a little unconventional, but okay. Anyways, getting on with it. I just have a question. So there's this creature. It's a very tiny creature. There's actually multiple of them. They're buzzing about. One was robbing a bank. Moved super fast, extremely fast. Almost too fast to even be spotted. Did you say that they were a certain color or anything, Farhan?
Yeah, didn't
I think it was green, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
They were scaly, had spikes on their backs, and large ears.
They look almost like that movie Gremlins. They were green. Wait, they were scaly. Sorry, not green. They had spikes on the backs.
What was the creature's intention?
To rob the bank, it seemed like. Wait, do we know what they did? Did they rob the bank?
No, I think everything was fine. They were like all the stuff they were doing were like, almost mundane, almost like mischief.
So it was almost like they were just acting out. They didn't really take anything. They got into the vault of the bank, but they didn't really take anything. And then other ones were just jumping around in trees, causing mischief.
Doric Gremlins.
Oh, I knew it had something to do with that movie. Okay, Doric. I love the movies. You know that, Yorick. We should go sometime. Doric Gremlins. Okay, alright, well, that's the only question I think I had. How's your family?
Yeah, so... you know I never married.
Until next time, Esmeralda.
Oh, until next time, bye! I'm blowing a kiss through the phone.
The connection cuts out.
Oh, okay, she walks back into the room and she says, "Great news, Agent Baker! I found out what those things are called. Actually, let me use the phone here really quick to call Damien. I call Damien really quick. Ring, ring.
Oh, Damien did go with them?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Ring.
Well, before that, then let's go to them. So you sprint after the man called Rolf, and you arrive in front of the power plant. The power plant is this massive, almost labyrinthine set of pylons, and the transformers kind of create these passageways and chain link fences surround the entirety of the power plant. You also see arcs of electricity chaining from one transformer to another. There's high voltage warnings all over the place. But the man called Rolf arrives first.
Okay. I'm assuming there's a gate, right? To get in?
Yes. Yeah, and it's hanging open. So you kind of lead up. It's on a little bit of a slope, almost like a small hill. And as it goes up, it goes into the gate, and the gate is kind of just hanging open, and you see that the chain that keeps it closed is all rusted over, and it's kind of fallen off.
The man called Rolf attempts to use magic to. He kind of puts his hand on the padlock of the chain.
No, it's fallen off. It's open.
Oh! We see the man called Rolf, like, he assumes that it's chained up, so he kind of grabs the chain, and he's preparing to use magic on it to melt through it, and he kind of just pulls on the chain and the gate opens. He kind of stands there bewildered.
You hear, like, this little laughing, like, and you kind of feel something whiz by your head.
Who dares laugh at the man called Rolf? And he whips out his big knife.
With your sight, you can kind of see like this trail, like kind of how they do speed, like in comic books, where they have like you can see that kind of like all over the plant and kind of just like zipping back and forth. And you can see the lightning arc towards it, but it doesn't reach it in time. So, or the electricity like arc towards it doesn't reach it in time, but it's kind of running all over the place, and you can see that it's headed towards the control tower.
The man called Rolf attempts to summon ice on the path to the control tower.
How are you doing that?
Using magic. Like, basically
How?
But he kinda focuses on the path, and he feels this, he gives the road an icy glare.
Oh, okay.
Play on word, icy glare.
Okay. Roll use magic.
Okay. Come on. That is a 10.
Nice. He lied. For the 7.
It is not
okay,
it's a 6 and a 2.
The magic works without issues. So, you create kind of a thin layer of ice across the path that leads up to the tower, but you can't see the full path because it kind of snakes through the transformers. Like I said, it creating this kind of labyrinth. So, as far as you can tell, it reaches towards the tower, but in any case, it doesn't slow down the creature.
The man called Rolf starts to give chase upon seeing that his magic wasn't effective.
Alright, the rest of you show up. What do you do?
Do we see him giving chase, or is he already gone?
Yeah, you see him stop for a second at the gate, and then he runs in. Okay.
Shit, I guess I'll have to follow. Like, do I notice anything?
You don't have the sight. No, you have third eye.
Yeah, third eye.
Both of you roll. Actually, Damien and the man called Rolf, you guys roll act under pressure, and Rudius, you roll read a bad situation.
Ooh, interesting.
Ooh.
Okay.
So what do I roll? Roll under pressure, right?
Yeah. That's cool. Wow, I'm rolling good tonight. I rolled a 9.
So what did you roll? Rudius? Not Rudius. Damien?
I'm rolling it because I'm seeing my pool. Okay, so it's +2 then. Alright.
Oh, wait, sorry. Hold on. Actually, that's a 9.
13.
Okay, so let's resolve the man called Rolf first.
Okay.
You can keep going and chasing after this creature because it's still kind of in your sights, but you realize that Damien is chasing after you, and he hasn't noticed that the ice is there. So you can either keep chasing the creature or dispel the ice so that your friend doesn't fly into one of the transformers.
Oh! The man
you are if he doesn't do something.
The man called Rolf is gonna try and dispel the ice.
Okay, you do that.
Oh,
you don't have to roll.
Okay, okay. Whew.
Damien, you run past the man called Rolf, or you catch up to the man called Rolf, and the ground feels peculiar for a second, and then it's normal again. You run up to him.
What are you chasing after, big guy?
The man called Rolf saw something messing with the Transformers. It's going to the control tower, whatever it is.
I wonder if it was the Decepticons.
Autobots, roll out!
Okay, so, Rudius, your role kind of doesn't matter anymore, because that was for the ice, and the man called Rolf dispelled the ice, so just as far as... We've only gotten Damien caught up to the man called Rolf. That's it.
And with my third eye, did I see anything?
Yeah, so you... Okay, yeah, so you see kind of this, these speed lines, I guess, are like these speed images of this creature, and they're kind of zigzagging all over the place, but they're headed towards the main control tower. You can kind of see them, they're like riding on top of the Transformers and like kind of like jumping from one to another. So they're not really on the ground. But they're headed over there. But to get to them, you kind of have to go through this maze of pylons and transformers and stuff.
See, I'll try to catch up to the other two.
Okay. Yeah. So let's make that when Esmeralda's phone call comes into Damien.
Hello.
Damien! Okay, I spoke with my mentor, and I found out that those things are called Doric gremlins. Yeah, like the movie, so just don't feed them after midnight. Just kidding. Yeah, so I'll have, Elizabeth and, Dwight, I always forget his name. I'll have them, I'll have them check up and do some research, we'll get back to you as soon as we can, okay? Alright.
Those things are test use as I saw in the movie.
They're not gonna be doing research, like, live research. Probably the library.
Susi's like the guy in the chair kind of person right now.
Alright, bye! Beep! Beep! And then I call Elizabeth and Dwight and tell them to do that. Do we have to have that conversation?
To do what?
To research the Doric gremlins and see, like, what they are, what their weakness is, how they live, things like that. Where they would live.
Okay, you try to call them, but they don't answer.
Why?
Probably scared them off with the whole
I call them
thing.
again.
Your stone isn't able to reach them.
What?
Yeah.
Wait. Agent Baker, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to take a brain check on this. I seem to have lost two of my agents, I guess you could say. I mean, you can help me look for them, but I'm not sure if you'd be interested in that.
I'll catch up with the other group.
Alright, sounds good.
Does he know where we went?
Yeah, you said the power plant.
Okay.
After the call, I go to the group and say, so, you've seen gremlins?
The man called Rolf does not know of this movie.
It was a movie? I thought it was like a TV show or something.
But you know what they are, right?
Yeah, I'm aware.
So that's what we're facing.
Oh, so that's what these guys are. I guess it makes sense. Kind of fitting.
All the man called Rolf knows is that it's fast.
Yep, yeah, you just go with that.
Alright, let's go hunt these things down, I guess. Can I try and summon that creature I summoned earlier to cast them again? The owl-looking thing.
The whole floor is like a concrete slab. Like, there's not really anywhere where you can draw your summoning circle thing.
I could do it like the old-fashioned way. Bite my thumb and use the blood. I guess okay. I can't actually see any one of them, right? I just see their little movement.
Yeah, you can't actually see them, but you can kind of track them.
Okay, is it possible for me to predict when they might converge at some point, or I can just try to like, I don't know, it's not banishing. What's it called? Trap.
Maybe. If you read a bad situation again.
I'll try that. Could someone roll 2d6 plus 2 for me?
Plus 3? 7. So you hold 2.
The questions are? Alright. I don't know what question would tell me where they're gonna be.
Probably... I guess that's true.
I guess investigate a mystery would have been more correct, right? Because it has questions, where did it go?
What was it going to do? Yeah, I guess that's true.
It's the same roll. Yeah, we'll just switch to that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the same bonus and everything?
It's both sharp, right?
So in this case, you only hold 1.
Yeah, I know. When you investigate a mystery, you must also ask what magic was done here for free as extra questions. So I got that. I'll just go and ask that one. What magic was done here, if any?
No magic.
Alright, I guess I'll just... Which one would be more appropriate? Where did it go? Or... Yeah, I guess that one would... Where did it go, I guess?
At this point, it's reached the control tower.
I just convey the information to the rest of them. I can tell they'll reach the control tower. We probably can trap them there.
The man called Rolf already knew it was at the control tower.
Sorry, I was incapacitated for a second. Let's go to the control tower.
Okay, what do you guys do? So like I said, this place is massive and like a maze. So in order to get through, all three of you need to roll for act under pressure.
Alright.
Well, couldn't the
Let's
man
see
called
this
Rolf
cool.
see the trail, though?
No, like I said, they were jumping up from the transformer
that's right.
to transformer.
Okay.
They're not taking the bottom path.
Yeah.
Roll just a base 2d6 if you can.
I rolled a 7. And then... Julio, are you rolling for him? Okay.
Yeah. You rolled a 5, Rudius.
Shite.
So 2 7s and a 5. So Rudius, you kind of get separated from the other two, and you kind of hit a dead end and get turned around a bit. So you're kind of lost in there. The other two, okay. So how do I want to do this? There's an arc that kind of blocks your path, an arc of electricity, and you can tell that if you go through it, you'll take harm, and it might damage any electronics that you have with you. But it's the only way through now. While you're making that decision, let's go check on Esmeralda.
Okay, so, I think to where the last place that I had them go was, and I think it was the apartment. I had them go do some research or something at the apartment.
The last time you spoke to them, you sent them to go retrieve the tape.
Oh no.
Okay, so she goes, to, like, where she knows that the agent was staying.
Okay, the Hamilton Inn.
Yeah. She walks to the receptionist and she says, "Hello, have you seen, a young boy and girl?"
Lots of...
They look a little weird. They're wearing, like, raincoats and whatnot.
Roll plus charm.
Is she wearing the same stuff as them?
But they look weird when they wear it. I'm waiting.
Well, I did see two suspicious-looking kids earlier. Actually, much earlier, at the start of my shift. But they were headed out.
Which way did they go? Do you know?
After they walked out those front doors, I don't know.
Did you hear anything? What they were saying? What they were talking about?
They were mumbling something about some tape.
Okay, I try to call them again. Like, I go into a corner and try to call them again. Ring.
You can't reach them.
Okay, I leave and I go to the sheriff's department. The sheriff's station.
Okay.
Hello, I would like to file a missing persons report.
Okay, fill out these forms.
I did, I filled them out really fast.
No, that's not how it works. So,
Have you seen a young boy and girl with a weird clothing that kind of looks like me, but less cool?
No.
How old are
No,
Dwight and...
man. They're like late teens.
Oh, forget it then. They haven't been asleep for 24 hours. She leaves. She goes to a payphone and starts calling all the businesses, seeing if they found anyone.
Okay, we'll leave you there. We'll come back to you in a bit. So, you guys, what decision did you make then?
You two who aren't lost.
We just want to go to the tower, but after
Yeah.
that, we went to Esmeralda.
Wait, did you not hear what I said about the arc?
I'm trying to think what I can do from here on.
Wait, what? Hold on, no, I didn't catch that. What? You said there's an arc? Like an arc of electricity?
There's an electrical arc that's blocking your only path now.
Can we see the endpoints?
You can make it through. You can make it through, but you can't. But you'll take harm, and it'll destroy any electronics that you have on you.
Use investigate mystery to see if there's a way to shut it off?
No, that doesn't really apply to that.
Is there? Can we see where it's arcing from, like the endpoints?
It's sparking from the two transformers that are on either side of it.
I might be able to help if you guys can find me.
The man called Rolf attempts to coat the two transformers with ice to block the conduction.
What is the avatar all on?
This is an act under pressure roll. You can't use magic for this.
Fuck. Okay.
Let's take the harm, man.
Dude, I'm all. How much harm are we talking?
You don't know.
Fuck.
Could die. Can I try to catch up?
The man called Rolf is not a coward, and he charges into the arc stream.
You make it through, and since your hair was already standing up all crazy, it kind of lays it like down flat instead.
The man called Rolf's hair. No.
You take 3 damage. 3 harm.
Shit! Fuck! I'm unstable now.
Wait,
how are you unstable? When
Because
did you
I have
take
1
damage?
harm.
From what?
I don't remember. I think it was either from whenever we were interacting with what's his face? Akley?
Whatever it was, it's been enough time where 1 harm would have healed.
Oh,
so.
well, okay. Then I'm 1 short of unstable then. Yeah.
Okay, so the rest of the path is clear now to the command tower, but you can kind of see in the distance that the pylons are slowly like blowing. You just hear like the loud.
The man called Rolf uses his sight to try and find the trail again.
Well, it's kind of zigzagging all over the inside of the command tower.
Damn it! So
it's kind of up on stilts, and you take like a staircase that wraps around the thing.
Okay.
You know, like it goes at right angles.
Okay. Yeah. And there's no. Is there any sign of the gremlin in here, other than transformers and coils popping off?
Well, you can see it up in the tower, like zigzagging all over the place inside.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just talking about the trail. I didn't realize that was the actual gremlin. The man called Rolf will attempt to freeze the gremlin again using.
Freeze it?
Huh?
So, in order to use your ice, it's kind of more of a all of your magical abilities are all tied to your emotions. Specifically this one, it's your icy glare kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there needs to be some sort of trigger for that. There needs to be some sort of
okay, so like
emotional
some
response to get you to provoke it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, the man called Rolf is feeling very frustrated by how quickly the gremlin is moving around, and he gets this kind of heated feeling within him, and he can feel this fire burn within him, and this magic just pours itself out of him, some fire to burn the gremlin.
Okay, did you go up, or are you doing this from the ground floor still?
No, he went up the staircase.
Okay, well, when you reach the command tower, you can see the gremlin bouncing around all over the place, and then it stops right in the middle on the floor, and it stares at you, and it's laughing.
Oh, yeah, he's burning that motherfucker.
Okay, so remember that when you use magic, you don't use combat magic like the spell slinger. So your fire won't technically be like an attack. It won't like do damage.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's more to vent his own frustration.
Right. So you can do that though. So roll use magic.
And that is a 10.
Okay. So fire consumes the gremlin, and it screeches, and it kind of zigzags all over the place, and it bounces out of the window. Damien, you see the gremlin kind of fall out the window and land hard on the floor. The arc is still blocking your path.
Shit, I thought he turned it off by getting zapped. Crap. Do I have anything you do, like a rock or something?
You have a gun.
Yeah, you have a gun. I was gonna say.
Don't you have like an assault rifle? Like,
Oh no, I have guns to kill it, but I'm just like, won't people be aware? Like, who's shooting near the power?
Dude, no one
There are
lives near a
freaking
power
pylons.
plant.
Yeah, and pylons are already like exploding, dude.
yeah, the pylons are already blowing. So,
I'll throw with the revolver.
One of the AR, man.
Okay. So roll kick ass.
There we go.
Oof. Okay. So, with 10 plus, you choose an extra effect. So choose one of those effects. It's either you gain the advantage, take +1 forward, or give +1 forward to another hunter. You inflict terrible harm, +1 harm, or you suffer less harm, 1 less harm. He can't reach you, so that one's kind of useless. Or you force them where you want them.
I force them where I want them.
Okay, where do you want them?
Right near the pylon. That's what's getting cooked.
Okay, so you shoot at the gremlin, and it kind of starts up, and it zigzags up onto one of the pylons, and it reaches for one of the pylons, and just as it does, the pylon blows.
Fuck you. Who wants those gremlin? Is he dead?
You don't see it anymore. Esmeralda.
Can I try to make it to them now?
No, the arc is still blocking your path. Let's go to Esmeralda. You've called several businesses by now, and you're calling the hardware store now. I think I saw them earlier today. They're buying a ton of rope and duct tape and stuff. Said they were trying to fix up a roof or something. I don't know how you're gonna do it with that, but anyway, that's what they were buying. A bunch of zip ties too.
She knows what they're probably planning, and she ends up she calls Damien really quick.
Okay.
Ring 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 ring.
Hello.
Hi Damien. Oh, so are you with Agent Baker?
Why?
I'm just asking, are you with him or not?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
can you pass the phone over to him?
Wait, is Agent Baker with us?
He was.
What?
No, he hasn't actually gotten to you guys yet.
Oh, I thought he was still with Esmeralda.
He
left
left once
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda left.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit. If you see him, can you
Damien
tell him
lied
to
to
give
you.
Agent Lepke a call and make sure she's okay? Tell him that my agents, Dwight and Elizabeth, I told them to retrieve the tape, and I told them to retrieve the tape. I think they might have abducted Agent Lepke. Yeah, okay, alright, I'll meet you guys. Are you at the plant right now?
Yeah, how's the roast gremlin for dinner?
What?
What?
Was that a joke? I don't get it. Maybe was it situational because I'm not there? Alright, I'll see you guys at the power plant. Are you leaving?
One's waiting on Rolf, and yeah, we might be back soon.
Alright, so I'll just meet you at the house. The funeral home. Okay.
Make sure nothing fucks up. Okay, be free.
Alright, bye. I go to the funeral home.
There's a black car pulled up in front of it.
Oh.
She looks in the car. Is there anyone there?
No, but on the doorstep, knocking on the door, you see Agent Lepke.
On the doorstep? Knocking on the door? Oh. Hi, Agent Lepke. So funny running into you here. How are you?
Have you seen my partner?
Oh,
yes,
no.
actually, he's, I think he went along with my partners. And, he's investigating the power plant because they had a failure with them. Yes. Do you want to come in for some tea or coffee? We can wait for them. I think they're on the way back.
No, that's okay. Can you just, have him give me a call if you see him?
Have you been approached by anyone lately? Recently?
No, should I have?
No. Can you give have you tried calling Agent Baker?
He's not picking up his phone.
Okay, well, it was great seeing you. Bye. I searched the funeral home for Agent Baker or Dwight or Elizabeth?
We have the most socially inept group.
You search all upstairs and you don't find anything, and then when you get to the basement, you see Agent Baker unconscious on the table, duct taped and tied, and you see Elizabeth and Dwight standing over him.
Hi, Elizabeth and Dwight. Why don't you both go up to your rooms? I'll handle this from here. Great job. Let me just say, excellent work. Let's just next time, before you're going to move forward in one of the assignments I give you, just check in every now and then, okay? And make sure to answer your damn crystal thing. Your calling stone.
Crystal things.
Okay?
No, mistress.
No? Why?
We were given a mission from the sect, mistress.
To do what? To do what?
We were to keep the strangers away from all of our business. This stranger is aware of our presence now.
Listen to me, Elizabeth. This is Elizabeth talking. You can't tell. Okay. Listen to me, Elizabeth. Look in my eyes. Are you looking?
Yes, mistress.
He's a bit cross-eyed.
I can be your worst enemy. Do not cross me and my friends. Do not cross my instructions. If you think the sect is bad, you don't know what's coming.
We've sworn allegiance to the sect, mistress.
What exactly do you believe in, Elizabeth? You, yourself.
In the sect's teachings.
What are the teachings? Hello?
We are to rid this world of abominations and those who would propagate those
abominations. And can you explain to me, how is he an abomination, or how is he propagating abominations? What exactly is he doing that's hurting the world?
The outsider threatens the secrecy of the sect.
And how is that an abomination?
It threatens our ability.
To do what? What? Are we not capable of maybe of still continuing our missions without secrecy, if secrecy was revealed?
No, mistress.
Okay. We're not? And why not? Maybe it would be a little bit more difficult, but I think that I am more than capable of completing missions without secrecy, if I did not have it.
But mistress, you yourself told this man that the world was not ready to know the truth.
I told him that the world was not ready, but listen to me. If the world happens to come upon the truth, who are we to stop it?
Roll manipulate someone.
Sharp? Or no,
yeah,
charm?
No, it's charm.
Oh, okay.
What would you like me to do, mistress?
Elizabeth, I want you to think for yourself. Think, is this what you want? Is that what you believe? I understand that that's what you've been taught your entire life, but you don't have to always... You can have faith in the sect, but you don't have to be controlled by them constantly. Even by me. I would like you and Dwight to both go up to your rooms and just think about this. Think if this is really what you want to do. And if this is what you have passion for.
Very well, mistress. They head upstairs.
And wait, Elizabeth, one last thing. If you wish to contact the sect, that is your prerogative. You can contact them if you'd like, but I'll just let you know, they will stop me from doing good.
Yes,
it is
mistress.
not always in their best intention.
I understand, mistress. They head upstairs. What's going on with you guys at the plant?
I don't know. I don't know what I am.
Right, you're still lost. Roll read a bad situation.
Well, wouldn't it be investigate a mystery to learn? Oh, no, I guess.
No,
yeah, it is read a mystery.
No, it's yeah. Okay, you hold 1 or 2 actually.
Yes. What's my best way in?
Your best way in. So you can see a path kind of goes in between 2 rather big pylons, and that'll probably lead you back to your friends.
Shit. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
No.
And do I see anything with my third eye?
No.
Alright.
Do we see his third eye?
Yeah.
Do I get
Giggity.
do I get to I guess Damien?
Yeah, you want to go? You want to try to go to him then?
Yeah, I thought that's where the path.
Yeah, for your best way in. Yeah.
Yeah. I just go there.
Okay, yeah. So you catch up to Damien and you see the electric arc that's in front of him.
Okay, now I got a question. Is it possible for me to use kick some ass or like my attack magic to do stuff other than attacking a monster?
Oh, you want to use it on the arc?
Well, I have a way to.
If you're talking about your wall, you could probably put it up between it.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. So can I do that?
Yeah. What's your wall made out of, though?
I don't know. It's a magic barrier. So it's made out of pure magic, and I can reinforce it with air.
Okay. Yeah, you could do that.
9.
Okay. So we're gonna treat this as used magic, because you're not using combat magic.
Yeah.
So it works imperfectly. Choose your effect, and I'll decide what the effect of the glitch is.
The magic draws immediate and unwelcome attention. Everything's already blowing up.
Okay. So this barrier comes up between the arc, and it kind of splits the arc. In doing that, the two pylons immediately to the left and right start sparking, and you can hear a loud hum coming from them. They're about to blow.
I just look at Damien wide-eyed. Go! I run for
under
it.
pressure.
Oh shit!
Wait, aren't I still in the
what you were
tower?
doing.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Wait, is that tower blowing, or I thought just the pylons were blowing?
The pylons, but they're relatively close to the tower.
I make a U-turn. I run out.
You bitch!
I dash behind them like, fuck this shit out now.
Wow.
So you
guys
have a moment
both
of
did
Wait,
like,
did you roll,
opportunity.
Farhan?
Do I even have to roll to go out instead of in?
Yeah, you still have to roll act under pressure. They're
Oh, shit.
like immediately right next to you.
Hang on. What was it? Cool. Oh shit, that's fine. 7.
Okay. So are you trying to go in or are you trying to go out?
Okay, so if I go in, it's guaranteed harm, right? Because the tower's gonna blow? Or...
Well, you don't know that the tower's gonna blow. It's just close to it.
can we see, what's his name? The man called Rolf from where we are? Or can he see us?
Yeah, there's like a window on the tower.
I go out, but I sort of like wave at him to come out as well. Like almost in a hurry.
What do you use to cast your magic?
I sort of like, under my hoodie, I hold onto my amulet, and I sort of just like gesture with my hand.
Okay. You do that. You run, you turn around and you run away, and you kind of motion to the tower, to the man called Rolf. The pylons blow. Damien, you make it through just fine, and Rudius, you make it through just fine. However, once you reach... Are you going all the way out, Rudius?
I just go far enough away that I'm not in immediate danger, but
Okay.
I'm sort of waiting
Well,
for...
once you reach a safe distance, you
Yeah.
smell something burning, and then you feel an intense heat on your back.
Oh, no. Can I turn... So just look over my shoulder to see if I'm on fire?
You're on fire.
Oh, shit!
Specifically, your hoodie's on fire.
Can I just do like a stop, drop, and roll?
You don't want to roll another act under pressure for that.
Oh, you're going to lose my freaking arcane clothing, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, no!
You had luck.
No, I used my luck!
Oh, you're gonna use your luck?
Finally, yeah, I don't want to lose my...
The second person to use luck, right?
I don't want to lose my only form of defense, man.
You put yourself out, but your hoodie is severely damaged. You feel that its magical protection is gone,
Damn.
and its ability to focus, like, because it is one of your foci.
It's not, though.
Yeah, because you use your gestures, you use your amulet, and what else? Because you have to have
And
3.
my incantation, but I have the practitioner, so I only have to use 2 of the effects.
Okay, so in that case, your hoodie's wrecked.
Well, that's what I used the luck for, to save the hoodie. Not myself.
Save yourself.
I don't care about saving myself. It's the hoodie, man.
Wow.
No, that was the consequence of your act under pressure earlier, to get away from it.
Then I don't want to use my luck. Screw this. My hoodie goes, I'll go with it.
Wow.
It's done. It's done. So the man called Rolf. What do? You see that the pylons are about to blow.
Okay. And I see Rudius wave at me, right?
Yes.
So the man called Rolf is going to he's gonna panic a little bit, and then he's gonna kind of close his eyes for a second, and then run at the window and attempt to jump out.
Oh my god. Roll act under pressure.
Oh, I'm gonna die right here. Wow. I actually managed to roll an 8. I can't believe it.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, you jump out and you realize that you're on the ground, but then you look down and your ankle is twisted the wrong way.
Oh!
The man called Rolf cries out in pain.
You also take 1 more harm.
Fuck! And now I'm unstable. The man called Rolf will try to crawl away from the tower.
Well, you jumped out the other way, so you're clear of the tower.
Oh, okay.
Or you're clear of the exploding pylons.
I guess he'll just stay still to try and because he's in such pain that he can't really move.
Damien, you can reach him now.
I tried to help Rolf out of there.
Okay, you can kind of help him, he's leaning on you, and you kind of help him out. Agent Baker wakes up. What does he wake up to?
Esmeralda's untying him, and she starts to say, "You're awake. I'm so sorry, Agent Baker. You have to believe me. How can I make this up to you?"
He has no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, sorry. So, excuse me. I'm so sorry. So let me tell you what happened. Can I explain myself?
What the hell is going on?
Okay, so you had the tape, and I instructed my 2 agents to retrieve the tape. And you see, they're not very good in these types of situations. They haven't had to act in these situations before, so they tend to overreact. And so what they did, when they didn't find you at first, they decided to kidnap you, tie you down, and get the tape somehow that way, even though I know that's not the real reason what happened, but okay. So that's what happened, Agent Baker. I'm so sorry. Are you hurt?
I don't feel very well. Who are you talking about?
Who took you? What happened? What happened from your point of view?
I was heading to the power plants, and then someone hit me.
Those were my agents. You'll meet them later on, but don't worry, they're just children. They're harmless.
Well, obviously, they're not harmless.
Well, they didn't do anything to you. You're not in any, major danger.
Where's the rest of you?
They're at the power plant still. I think they're on the way back, though. And, Agent Lepke was looking for you.
Where's my phone?
Have you checked your pockets?
It's not there.
She looks around the room.
You don't see it.
I don't know.
Well, ask your people. Maybe they took it.
Alright, okay. She goes upstairs. Wait, she says, Agent Baker, why don't you come with me? Let's just stick together. Here's some ice for your head.
Alright.
And then we walk upstairs. I knock on their door. Knock, 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 knock.
Nothing.
She takes out her crystal and she calls them.
You can't establish a connection.
She takes out her crystal and she calls Yurik Brunenson, but away from, she says, Agent Baker, stay there. I have to go into the corner here to make a call. She calls Yurik Brunenson. Fuck!
Can't reach.
It seems that, funny story, you know how, did I tell you that I'm a part of a sect? Similar to St. David that, Damien was telling you about.
St. John.
First it was St. Peter, then St. David.
She doesn't know what it's
At that
called.
moment, the group busts in, carrying the man called Rolf.
Oh,
Medic!
what's
We need
going
healing.
on?
We need healing.
I can't heal.
I can, but I just go to my room to sulk.
Yeah.
Let me go see what's going on with Rudius.
I'll use whatever medical knowledge I have to
What happened to Rolf?
cauterize you.
The man called Rolf was left behind and was forced to jump out of a window.
Oh, you poor thing. I have some problems of my own right now.
Jesus Christ, the group.
We're fucked up. Like, so fucked up.
So much for that heartfelt scene earlier.
Right?
Baker walks up to the man called Rolf. Let me see that.
The man called Rolf, winces away and tries to stay away from him.
Look, do you want help or not?
I would say take it, Rolf. The man's offering you to...
Listen, Rolf, we just want you to be better. And I do trust that Agent Baker will help. Okay?
The man called Rolf kind of... He visibly thinks about it. And then he realizes that he kind of has no choice, and he just kind of turns his head away from Baker. That lets him do his thing.
He inspects the foot, and he kind of tests its mobility, and then he ends up wrapping it in a makeshift splint. Well, it's not broken, but it's not going to be very useful for a while.
Oh, really? The man called Rolf had no idea.
He's going through
He's
his
so funny.
rebellious phase.
Huh?
He's going through his rebellious phase.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So, are you feeling a little better, though?
He's no longer unstable, I'm assuming.
Right, he's not... Yeah, you're no longer unstable.
Okay, cool. But it didn't heal any harm, right?
Yeah, no, it didn't heal any harm, but you're no longer unstable.
So, Esmeralda goes up to see what's going on with Rudius. She knocks. Knock, 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 knock.
Damn, Esmeralda really is the mom of the group.
I opened the
I
door.
feel like that's my only superpower. What else can I really do besides boss those two bitches around who don't know shit? And I had to tell them basically to leave the sect, and they probably did, and the sect probably abandons me now. And fuck, I'm
Those
fucked.
kids are
It's
so
okay.
dumb. Yeah, I opened the door.
Hey, what's happened?
My hoodie got burned.
Oh
It
my
doesn't work.
God!
I know it might sound stupid.
No, she
But-
with everything that's going on with her, she starts to tear up and cry, and she hugs you. She's like, "Why does everything you love leave?"
It didn't leave.
Okay, alright. She slaps herself a little, and then slaps, Rudius.
Oh my God.
She's like, "Alright, we need to get this shit together, Rudius. This isn't the time to cry."
Yeah, you guys go take care of the agent. I'm gonna try and fix this.
Wait, you're gonna try to make yourself a new coat or whatever?
Can I try and repair it in any way? My family is a family of enchanters.
Yeah, you can, but that's gonna be big magic. You're gonna need to meditate for 5 hours to prepare yourself to pour your life essence into it. You're also gonna need to gather enough loose material to transmute into the burned patches, and that material is going to have to be of some sort of magical source. You may be able to find that. It doesn't have to be specifically magical in and of itself. You just have to sense the magic in the fabric, or some sort of connection.
Do you tell her this?
I do, and I ask her, is there any way you can get hands on magical
Actually,
clothing?
That you mention it, I would go into Elizabeth and Dwight's room, sense the clothing, and you know what? Take what you want.
Damn.
Can I sense magic from their clothing?
Oh yeah.
That's insane, yeah.
Okay, so what choices do I have? I want to upgrade my hoodie.
See, you guys, I always
You
put you
insist.
guys first. I always
Okay.
put.
I want to have like a leather jacket now, like maybe a trench coat or something.
Okay. So the evening kind of progresses, and Agent Baker is left. Damien, you're watching the news on TV. Actually, no, you're not, because the power hasn't come back on. Yeah.
We can listen to a radio. We can listen to a battery radio or like.
Okay, yeah, you're
line up.
listening to
There
a
you go.
radio, and the local radio station, XFIL.
Wow.
X-Fil.
XFIL.
It's not X-File, it's X-Fil.
Yeah.
And you're listening to
Really
XFIL, your source for the news of Sam's Landing.
Now, Harley.
Well, I don't know about you, Jim, but this whole situation of the town's main power grid going out is mighty suspicious. What do you think about it? Well, I don't know about that, Tom. I mean, we haven't had a big outing like this, and I mean, since the storm of '86, it's unheard of. But luckily, we run on the power on a backup generator here, and we're gonna keep bringing you those tunes. And here's a new single from REM. So the power's still out, and the thing is still.
You know what song you should have done? We didn't start the fire.
That was way
Copyrighted,
before this.
copyrighted.
Okay,
I
so,
am-
Okay.
I'm doing my meditation while they're doing all that shit.
yeah, we know.
Shit.
Well,
Yeah.
Jim, the mayoral debate is getting ready to kick off here in just about an hour. It seems that the venue's been moved to the Friendship Park in the center of town now that the town hall seems to be without power. Now, who do you think has this election on lock, Tom? Well, I don't know, Jim. I mean, Sheriff Hughes has been the sheriff for about 20 years, and it's, he's done a good job, and under the previous administration, he was able to really clean up some crime, and who knows what he'll bring to the office if he's elected. But Akeley's been a city council member most of his life, and he's a town boy. He grew up here. He definitely knows the town. He knows the people that live here. So it's a tough election for sure. The accusations levied against Sheriff Hughes sure put a dent into his numbers. Yeah, well, you're definitely right about that, there, Jim. But I think the people make the right decision in this election. And if you want to meet us, you can come to the Xfield booth right outside of the campaign debate. We'll be out there. We'll be handing out foam fingers with Xfield written right across that finger there. So until then, here's some more tunes.
So, is this going to be the only debate, or is it like a preliminary debate, or what?
It's a debate.
Are there going to be more?
The man called Rolf calls out, Esmeralda!
Yes?
And he's still
She goes up to him.
he's still propped up on the dinner table, where his foot was fixed. And bandaged, but he's still not confident walking on it. He's like,
I'd say he's probably laying on the couch with his foot up.
okay, that works too.
Elevated. It needs to be elevated.
And he says, Esmeralda, the man called Rolf implores you. You and Damien must go protect Akeley.
Okay, the man called Rolf. I will. Damien, alright. That's what we'll do, okay? As you wish. But you stay here. Keep your foot elevated.
The man called Rolf kind of
Yeah.
was sitting up whenever he was talking to Esmeralda, and now he just kind of he flops onto the couch and relaxes, and he's like, the man called Rolf has no choice but to lay here.
Actually, the thing is, the man called Rolf, we're gonna be, if we're out, the only other person who's here, Rudius, he's meditating for a while, I think, in order to repair his clothes.
5 hours.
So I think he actually said
been about 2.
5 hours, and it's
3
been
more
about 2 hours
hours
since he said that. So 3 more hours, fast math, quick maths.
Big shot.
Are you going to be okay by yourself?
The man called Rolf will be fine, and he kind of flips the Star of David amulet out of his pocket and flips it and catches it in his hand.
He misses it.
Esmeralda gets some salt and she puts a circle around the couch that he's laying on.
What?
and she lights candles on the floor right there.
The man called
Okay.
Rolf would like to know, what is all of this for?
For your own protection, the man called Rolf. Just kidding, I want to do a weird for your protection. She also tries to call one last time.
No connection.
The man called Rolf, if you see Elizabeth and Dwight, or if you hear them come in,
Kill them.
put this blanket over you and pretend you're not here. I don't know what they're capable of. They got Agent Baker, and they tied him down. And I told them to follow the passion. If the passion is murder, maybe I shouldn't have told them to follow the passion.
The man called Rolf does not blame them.
I know, I don't either, but I also blame... I know, I don't either, I blame myself. I think I should have given a little bit more guidance. Okay, alright, so we'll be back in a few hours.
The man called Rolf kind of starts staring at the ceiling.
Okay. So, Damien and Esmeralda head to the debate. There's quite a crowd. This is the... I don't know if you guys remember. This is the park that was mentioned last mystery. That's got all kinds of trees all over the place. Like, there's, like, a huge canopy all over the park. And it's got, like, 3 separate playgrounds. Like, it's the biggest park. But the park is flooded with people. There's people all over the place. And there's kind of a police cordon all around. Like, with those, what do they call them? They call them, something horses. Fine, the police, but they're not really roadblocks. The police have the whole thing cordoned off, and they kind of have their police vehicles surrounding the park, kind of making like a makeshift, almost like a makeshift arena. How the vehicles are positioned to kind of keep people like centered, kind of contained, because it was originally supposed to take place in the town hall, but since there's no power, they're doing it out here. So there's hundreds of people here. Most of Sam's Landing has turned out for the debate, and yeah. So the debate starts with I think we're gonna have, who can give me the name of the guy that works at the diner with Kat? Noah Jackson. Noah Jackson is the moderator. So he's given the questions to Akeley and Hughes. Let me see. So they haven't quite started yet. They're setting up all the equipment, and you can hear like the microphones being set up, and just like the test. And they
have a local high school boy band, playing up on stage.
Right, sure, yeah.
Like,
True. Facts. So what do you two do?
I look in the crowd, like, for Akeley.
Akeley's up on stage.
Oh.
Can I investigate mystery to look for anything suspicious? Or I mean, unsuspicious?
Yes.
I'll do what I want.
Okay. So you hold 1. What's your question?
What? Where did it go?
In regards to who or what?
I have this one question, right? Okay, so I'll ask what is being concealed here, like any tracks or anything.
Okay. You can see that the cables that are leading to the electronics on the stage, they're covered up by these like big heavy tarps so that nobody steps on them or trips over them. So the cables are being concealed.
I roll investigate the mystery.
It may be better to roll for a read a bad situation,
I
actually.
roll for a read a bad situation. Would I get plus on that one? Oh, because I'm sharp. Because I'm sharp like a knife.
Okay, so you hold 1. What's your question?
Which one did I read? Which one is it? I ask. Wait, okay, she looks... Wait, should I ask her, are there any dangers, or what's the biggest threat? I think what's... I guess they're kind of the same.
You decide, lady.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? Because we wouldn't have noticed them. There's no, I feel like the biggest threat would have been, like, if you already noticed, like, 3 dangers, which one's the biggest threat?
So, what's the question you're asking?
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
I'm talking in my head to myself. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
The debate starts up,
She whispers to Damien, there's dangers we haven't noticed.
and the sun is coming down. The questions are mostly about crime, and Hugh seems to be nailing it, because Akeley's not really... I mean, Hughes is the sheriff, so like he's obviously answering those questions pretty well. But once it gets into policy, he kind of starts struggling a little bit. Let's check back in on the house. So the man called Rolf. No, not even close. The man called Rolf lays there and
Worthless. You're just going to lay here.
Doesn't the salt keep that bitch away?
She's
I
not
put a
on
salt
spirit.
ring
The man called Rolf
more like
is
his-
closing his eyes and he's thinking, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, and he's clutching the Star of David amulet to his
And then
chest.
you hear Esmeralda's voice.
no.
You're a worm.
He starts doing the worm.
Like you can do the worm?
The man called Rolf is clutching the amulet so tightly in his fist that it's cutting into the skin on his hand.
But we can change that.
The man called Rolf suddenly starts saying, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up!
We can make you powerful.
The man called Rolf does not need your power. He has his.
Your powers are nothing compared to what's upstairs.
Oh, fuck.
The man called Rolf is still clutching the amulet tightly, and he tries to think about his family, the people that his close friends, and he thinks about protecting them, and he is scared that the demons he's unleashed will be too powerful for him to defend any of them from.
Don't you want to protect them?
The man called Rolf's eyes open, he releases the amulet. And he starts slowly making his way upstairs, dragging his foot behind him.
In there.
And you see you see Sarah Miller kind of materialize for a second, but the image is split in your mind. You can kind of see two things at once, and it kind of flashes back and forth in your mind, and it's difficult for you to process what the image actually is, but it flashes between Sarah Miller and something else. But it points up to the attic.
The man called Rolf pulls down the ladder to the attic and goes up.
In the attic, it's pitch black and quiet. You can see the dust beams in front of you through cracks in the ceiling that filter in tiny hairline beams of light. But in the corner, you see Sarah Miller standing, and she's pointing down at the small altar that Rudius had originally built.
The man called Rolf approaches the altar silently.
Your power waits for you there.
The man called Rolf is staring intently at Sarah Miller.
On the small little altar sits the black book.
Oh, God.
All right, back at the debates. Esmeralda, you hear a little tittering laugh.
Oh no, Damien, did you hear that?
Yeah. Do I hear?
No.
There was a little laugh. Oh, scan the area. Let's split up. You go around that way. I'll check this area. I look up in the trees and I look around and I just try to see if I notice anything. I read a bad situation.
Wait, quickly out of character. This is the same park as last time where we encountered the...
No.
Right?
That one was a different park. The park from last episode?
Yeah.
No, that was a different one.
Okay.
This one was mentioned, I think, in episode 5. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see.
This is where you did the thunderclap thing?
Yeah.
Thunder thighs.
Okay. So both of you roll then. So you're doing read a bad situation, and Damien, you're doing investigate a mystery. Actually, let's flip those, because you're the one who heard the laugh. Does that bonus still count? That +1 for investigate a mystery?
What is it?
Oh, is it the same?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah, you roll read a bad situation. So Esmeralda, you hold 1 from investigate a mystery.
What can hurt it? Because I already know it's the gremlin.
Well, explosions. You know that because they told you how the one gremlin at the power plant was blown up.
That's it?
That's the only information that you have to work off of, yeah, for that one.
I guess we need Roy Mustang.
She looks for alcohol.
They're not serving alcohol.
Well, she doesn't have anything to do an explosion with.
Okay, for read a bad situation, you rolled a 7, you hold a 1.
Okay. I hold a 1. So that's... What's the best way to protect the victim?
Best way to protect the victims is to create more exits, because the way it is right now, they're all kind of packed in between all of these police vehicles, and the only way out is like backward, and the people in front are gonna just get trampled. Like, they're not gonna make it if something happens. So best way would be to create more exits somehow. You haven't seen them.
So Esmeralda looks around to see if where the she goes up to the sheriff's, like the cop cars, because I'm assuming they're over there, right? Next to their cop cars, or where are they? She goes up to one of them.
Okay, are you acting on the information that I gave Damien?
No, I'm acting on the information that you gave me. Hello? Excuse me, officer?
Yes, ma'am. How can I help you?
So, I don't know how to say this, I might sound a little crazy, but I had a tip that someone was going to do something here. An attack, actually.
What are you talking about? What kind of attack?
I got a letter in the mail today. I didn't bring it with me. I thought it was nothing, but right now when I was over there, and like she points towards the trees, I heard some laughter in the trees, and I actually saw someone with a gun. They were wearing a dark coat, and they had black short hair. I don't know, but I just think that it would be best to maybe stop the debate right now.
Roll manipulate someone.
I think it was Olaf. He's the main villain.
Show him you mean it.
She, was I hurt at any point?
Look, I'm gonna need some sort of proof, some sort of evidence.
Yeah, sorry, she takes out, a videotape.
A videotape from where?
Or no, she takes out a notepad that has the scramblings of Baker and she rips out a page from the notepad that has like the scramblings of Baker saying like all like the crazy stuff that he saw, and she says, This is the only thing I brought with me, but it was a part of the letter. They're talking about, I don't know, magic and things like that. I think they might be in a cult.
He looks at it.
It has like the vampire and the.
Okay, I'll put my officers on alert.
Thank you. That's all I ask. I'm just very worried for all the people here, and I'm worried for myself as well. But I feel like I shouldn't abandon my
just
city.
stay calm. We'll handle this. All right. Okay, Damien, what do you do?
It's a miracle, right? I investigate a mystery.
How are you What mystery are you investigating?
Well, pretty much after Esmeralda said she heard a laugh and whatnot. So after that,
okay,
yeah.
Roll.
Oh!
Shit. Okay, you hold 2.
Alright. So first of all, I asked, what sort of creature is it?
It's a Doric gremlin. You heard it. You heard the laughing earlier at the plant, so you just assumed that she heard the same laughter.
Oh, okay. So where did it go, and what was it gonna do?
Well, you only get 1 more because you asked what sort of creature.
Okay, so where did it go? Where did it go?
Well, now that you know what you're looking for, you kind of just look around for little pieces of mischief. You see that over by the concession stand, a coffee machine. A coffee machine is kind of freaking out and going out of control. It's kind of boiling over and it's spilling all over the place. Then you see that one of the police vehicles is like stuck in neutral, and they're like calling in like a mechanic, and it's kind of butted up to the police cruiser in front of it. So you can kind of see this pattern, this path, and it's leading towards the electronics on the stage. Let's go back to the house. The man called Rolf. It can kind of feel this pressure on you in this darkness, and the book in front of you kind of calls to you. But you can also hear Sarah Miller's voice, but it sounds different and skewed.
You're a world, and we can change that.
Is the man called Rolf able to tell any better what the other voice is?
No. It's kind of there's like some cognitive dissonance going on. Like you know that it's supposed to be Sarah Miller, but something else is there, and you can't quite make it out. But the book calls.
The man called Rolf knows that, or recognizes that he probably shouldn't touch this book, but his poor impulse control is driving him to see what is the deal with the book and what power lies within it.
Don't you also have greed for power?
I did have it, but I removed that with one of my level ups.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So now he's only paranoid that has poor impulse control, so it's really his paranoia of not being able to protect his loved ones that is driving him towards this.
On that note, downstairs, you hear the front door bust open, and you hear footsteps.
The man called Rolf.
It kind of dispels the atmosphere around you.
The man called Rolf snaps up the book, throws it in his pocket, and tries to quickly pulls the attic ladder up and starts listening.
As you touch the book to pick it up, you do pick it up, but you feel this like whoosh, this like rush, and then nothing. But you pull up the ladder and you listen, and you can hear they're muffled voices. You can just hear like. Yeah, you go there, that's it. You take over and she told us to be too far. Go ahead and go check the rest of the house. You go check up there. But you can't, it's hard to make out.
The man called Rolf decides to, then remembers that Rudius was meditating, and so he attempts to, is he able to locate the top of Rudius's room from the attic?
No, the attic doesn't extend through the whole house.
Okay, so in that case, the man called Rolf will reluctantly deploy the stairs to run the Rudius's room.
Okay, as you're coming down the stairs, you see a figure walking up the stairs. They're wearing this big red and black cloak, and a red and black face mask, similar to like a ninja mask, where it has like that slit on the eyes, but like the mouth is covered and everything. And they're holding a crossbow, and they look at you.
The man called Rolf is so shocked at the appearance of this character that he throws sparks in their face.
Ooh, okay. I like that. Roll, use magic.
And that's gonna be an 11.
Okay. You kind of look at him and you twitch, and all around his face, just these crackling lights appear, and they kind of back up, and they're just trying to get these lights out of their eyes, but they're blinded for a second, giving you enough time to run to Rudius's room.
The man called Rolf opens the door and slams it shut behind him.
Okay.
And he...
to get my attention.
And
no. You're still in your meditation.
And...
so I'm like in a trance almost?
Yeah, you're in like a trance, exactly.
Oh, okay.
The man called...
Go ahead.
Okay, the man called Rolf runs up to Rudius and attempts to shake him, and he goes, Rudius, the man called Rolf beseeches you!
Do I get to decide if I'm out of trance? Or
Yeah.
I'm not out of trance.
Wow!
That makes for a better story. Let's go to the debate. The debate is heating up, and Hughes and Akeley are really going at it. Akeley is kind of losing control of everything, and he starts in on, this man, he consorts with these drifters, he gets them into our town, and he causes the crime that then he claims to stop. This is an outrage. This man has ties to the corrupt office that was already in place. I, on the other hand, was actively working on getting Cooper out of office. But what are you guys doing?
I walk up to Damien.
Okay.
Damien, so I realize that it's the gremlins, and that the only way that we can really stop them is through an explosion, which I don't have the means to do, nor do I want to, because we're supposed to be staying on the down low, like we told Sheriff Hughes. Anyways, I told the deputies over there that that there was this man that sent me a letter, and they said they would be on the lookout and be ready, to keep things under control. Do you have any suggestions? I just made up a story so that they would believe that there was a terrorist here. In this case, a domestic terrorist.
Start making things explode.
Mm-hmm. So what should we do? Did you figure out anything?
Well, I figured out a lead of finding what we're looking for. Just look for any electrical distortion, like say cars acting weird or anything that's being distorted.
Did you find it? Did you see anything? She looks around while he's talking.
I saw the cars that you talked about, right?
I think it was more like the near the stage. There was the
and also
right, Julio?
yeah, and leading from there it went to cars and whatnot. So I'd say it's near the stage somewhere, which is bad because we want to get that cleared up.
Okay. She goes up. So Esmeralda, she looks at Sheriff Hughes, and she tries to make eye contact with him. She tries to wait for him to look over the area where she's looking and waves her hand in front of her chest so that no one else will really notice.
Okay. What can you roll for that?
What do I roll? Maybe act under pressure, help out, or manipulate someone in a way, but not really.
I don't even know. Okay, well, you do that anyway. He kind of looks at you for a second and then looks away.
But I'm trying to get his attention.
Yeah, you don't get it.
Okay. So Esmeralda walks up to the stage area where the electronics are, and she looks for the person who has them under control.
Okay. He's sitting next to it.
Is there anything flammable in here, some kind of caffeine or anything?
Well, it's getting into fall, so all of the trees and all of the leaves on the ground.
Okay, excuse me, sir. I think I saw someone tampering with your equipment earlier. I would just check it out to make sure that there's nothing wrong with it.
No one's touched my equipment. I've had it all day.
I saw someone over here when you had your back turned earlier.
Well, all my readings are fine, lady. I don't know what you want me to do.
Take precaution. These are the two people that are debating out to be, for one of them to end up being our mayor. Protect them. Make sure that there's nothing going on here.
Lady, I just run the audio.
She turns away, and she looks around for any other mischief.
Beyond the police cruiser that was in neutral, you see that two ladies a bit closer to the stage, their hoop earrings are like locked into each other, and they're like having a lot of trouble pulling it out. And as they're trying to pull it out, like their hair gets tangled in it. Further up though, closer to the tarps that are covering the wires, you can see a breeze is blowing a lot of the dried leaves under the tarp.
Esmeralda walks into the forest a little bit, into the woods, until no one can see her.
It's a park.
But didn't you say it had a bunch of trees?
Yeah.
Okay, so she walks into an area still close by where someone could hear her, but where no one could see her.
Okay.
And she starts to scream bloody murder.
Roll act under pressure.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
As soon as you start yelling, one of the deputies runs around the corner of a tree and he sees you. Whoa, 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 what the hell is going on?
This man just came by and he tried to attack me. I started yelling, and as soon as I did, he ran that way.
What way?
Towards the stage.
I just came from there. Nobody ran past me.
You came from in front of this and towards the stage. He went to behind and towards the stage.
I still would have seen him coming from here.
Well, then you're not doing a very good job, are you?
Lady, you need to get out of here.
Fine. And she starts to walk away, and she doesn't know what to do.
Okay, Damien, do you want to do anything?
She just killed Eckley. The
fuck? No. Without any leads. I don't like the guy, but...
What does she have on her? She has... Okay.
Oh my god. I can already tell what you're gonna do.
Esmeralda tries to get close enough so where she has a clear shot.
Oh my god. Her crossbow.
It's difficult to get a clear shot because of all of the sheriffs everywhere. You could try to climb a tree.
She tries to climb a tree.
Okay, roll plus tough.
I think it's 0.
You fail to climb a tree.
Okay.
Break your neck.
Okay, so Damien, you're not doing anything then?
I was gonna keep trying to see if I can find the bastard dog.
Okay,
So the trail of mischief has reached the front, like in front of the stage, where someone knocks over, kind of like the guardrail thing, and that in turn breaks one of the mirrors on one of the police cruisers. And the sheriff is like looking, or one of the deputies is like looking for who knocked it over. But you see that the mischief has basically reached the stage.
Esmeralda cuts like.
While that happens, I keep getting closer as I can to the stage.
Okay.
I'm gonna do something really fucking stupid and crazy.
Wow.
Esmeralda like cuts like some of her like thigh, like right here, like right above her knee.
Okay.
She gets some of and she like squeezes enough like blood out to put all over her hands.
Okay.
And then she also like cuts like her neck just a little bit, like almost like someone was trying to cut her neck, like across. She cuts it like just a little bit across, like they tried to cut her but they didn't apply enough pressure.
Okay.
And then she she takes her knife and she like puts it like into one of like the tree stumps, like in an area where there's like a little area, and she covers that up with leaves, and she like starts to yell and runs towards the campaign and says, there's a man there's a man who tried to attack me, and she starts to cry, and she says that he had a gun and that he was no, he said he was going to murder everyone.
Roll
It's not
manipulate
2018
someone.
yet. You have to roll for every single person there. Yeah.
Not horrible.
You have to do something to convince everyone right now. The entire crowd of everyone.
She starts to like fall on the floor, and she starts to say, she starts to cry, and she says, he said that the town that we're the cause of everything, that the last mayor, and that this mayor isn't going to be any better. He said that he needs to what's the word? Cleanse the town of all of us. She starts to scream and just like act like she really was traumatized to show them that she was attacked.
That's part of the initial bluff. You need to do something extra.
What do I do extra?
I don't know. Think of it.
Tell them that the murderer
She
said-
screams towards the because didn't you say that there were like sparks over there next to the thing, or that something happened to one of the mirrors or something next to the
One of the
stage?
mirrors broke. But
One of the mirrors on one of the police cruisers broke.
This is so fucking stupid. Like, what are we supposed to do? I don't know.
Is that how you want to sound, Susi,
No.
to the listeners?
I don't care how I sound to them. Anyways, to make them believe it?
Yeah, so, here. Exactly what it says is...
7 and 9, they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show that you mean it. If you ask too much, they'll tell you what, if anything, it would take for them to do it. Please, you all have to leave. I'm afraid they'll kill you. You can take me in for questioning. Please, I don't... She just tells him that they, like, yeah, you can take me in for questioning. You have to leave now. I don't want anyone to get hurt. Because I don't know what I would do for them.
Damien, you need to help her out.
Just shoot someone.
Say that you saw him.
So, how do you help her out, and then roll for help out?
Wait, I was gonna say, like, if I just leave and keep the gunpowder near the forest and, like, somehow make it explode, it sounds like shots being fired. While that I can run for it.
You could just fire a gun.
I know, but, like, fine, I'll go to the boot to fire gun. So it's complicated.
Roll for help out.
Okay.
It's plus cool.
Ooh, fuck yes.
You're cool about it, homie.
Oh my god.
You get one more.
I recommend you use a luck.
Oh, yeah, I could have used the luck.
That makes it
Nah,
a
just
12.
use it.
So you get +1 to your roll, so that makes it an 8. That doesn't really change anything, does it? But fine. A shot rings out further into the park, and everyone panics, and they start to run. The sheriffs get Akeley and Hughes, or actually Hughes gets Akeley off stage, and the deputies take them both, put them both into a cruiser. At that moment, the booth, the electrical booth, blows, and the stage instantly catches fire along with all of the leaves that were all under the audience. So all of the audience would have been burned alive. You can hear sirens from the fire department as you two make your getaway. Back at the house.
Oh my god, guys, I did not know what to do in that fucking situation. I was like, the only thing I can think is to cause panic. I was like...
Okay, back at the house. You can hear that they're opening all of the other doors and searching the rooms. This person that was walking up the stairs, they're kicking open the doors. And Rudius's door is next.
The man called Rolf wants to hide. Like, he feels this intense desire within him to hide, and this causes magic to manifest that makes him and Rudius invisible.
Okay.
That's some versatile magic there, homie.
It's based on his feelings.
The door gets kicked open, and this person looks around the room for a minute. And as they turn their back to walk out, you feel that you can probably kill this person.
The man called Rolf, how would the man called Rolf go about doing this?
Don't know, but you feel this intense pressure coming from your pocket.
The man called Rolf pulls a book from his pocket. The man called Rolf opens the book and reads from it, trying to figure out what to do with the book.
The person leaves before you figure anything out.
You realize it's in Latin and you can't read Latin.
Yeah, you're like, what?
And just as you hear them reach the bottom of the stairs, right next to you, you hear... as Rudius's alarm to pull him out of his trance goes off.
The man called Rolf, like grabs the alarm and, like, smashes it on the floor.
You hear footsteps running up the stairs. Rudius, you're up.
I'm up. But I don't know what's going on. I was like,
no.
What the fuck are you doing in my room? Why'd you break my alarm clock?
The man called Rolf is staring intently at the door, like, completely ignoring Rudius.
It was my birthday gift from last year! From my dad! He's an odd guy. What the fuck? What are you doing in my room anyway, man?
The man called...
You look to the door and you see this cloaked person standing there with a crossbow pointed at both of you.
How is he pointing one crossbow at both?
Well, he's like switching back and forth. He's got the crossbow pointed towards both of you.
Can I make a wall between us?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'll try and make a wall between us. This time I will reinforce it with air.
Okay, use magic.
Well, that's
at the same time?
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Oh, it's a 12.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so yeah, the effect goes off without a hitch. So there's this magical wind barrier before you. And as you cast your gestures and incantation, a bolt flies and just bounces off the barrier. The person looks at you and then runs back down.
I look at, what's his name? Rolf. I have absolutely no idea what's going on. What do you want to say?
You see that he's holding your book.
I sort of narrow my eyes, like, why do you have my book?
The man called Rolf kind of looks down. He goes, the man called Rolf felt it calling to me.
You know that book is, like, a bit dark. That's the reason the mayor killed Sarah Miller. You probably should handle it.
The man called Rolf hugs it to his chest.
From far downstairs, you hear, "Help! Help!"
The man called Rolf runs downstairs.
The wall's still in between you and the door.
He runs into the wall.
Did you take 1 damage?
Don't Farhan, don't put the evil on me, man.
You run into the wall. What? So what do you guys do?
I lied to him. It's like, it's the book. It's enchanted. It can't leave this room once entering. You have to leave the book to exit.
Would that be a manipulate someone?
That would be a manipulate someone.
Oh, shit. Oh, no!
On a miss, it's up to that hunter to decide how badly you offend or annoy them. They mark experience if they decide not to do what you asked.
Okay, well, the man called Rolf is pretty... He's pretty annoyed because he feels like Rudius is trying to kind of act like he's superior to the man called Rolf. And so he just kind of narrows his eye. He just rolls his eyes and just holds on to the book.
Well,
neither
of us are moving. Like, neither of us are leaving until you hand me the book.
Esmeralda and Damien, you arrive back at the funeral home.
What do we see?
Well, the door is open. Like the front door is just open, wide.
I walk in. Hello? Oh yeah, I take out my crossbow.
You guys hear Esmeralda walk or call out from the first floor.
Hello? And I pointing my
I sort of
crossbow,
yell.
looking around the room.
I yell, be careful, we have intruders!
The man called Rolf tells Rudius, The man called Rolf insists you take down this wall. We must join up with them.
And I insist you give me the book.
The man called Rolf hits him on the head with the book.
The
fuck? You hear like a creak to your right coming.
She turns around with her crossbow. Who's there?
You see a sect assassin standing there, pointing a crossbow at you.
Oh. Take off your mask. Or whatever the fuck we call it at the sect.
It's the shamag.
I'm sorry, I can't understand you. Could you take it off? What? What are you warning me about?
He fires a crossbow.
I dodge.
There's no dodge.
In this
What
game,
do you
yeah.
mean? I have my crossbow out too, then I fucking fire my crossbow too.
Okay, roll kick some ass.
Fuck, I don't get how I can't dodge if he... What the fuck?
So can they not miss? Like, do they have to roll, or...
The thing, what happens is that I set it up to where I give you a chance to do something. If you do nothing, then the attack goes through.
Oh, okay.
That's not what happened.
Oh.
Okay, cool. So you choose an extra effect from the list.
Of where? Which list? Oh. I suffer less harm.
Okay, how much does the crossbow do?
2.
Okay, so you and you have armor too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I have old-fashioned armor.
Their bolt glances off your armor, and your bolt hits them right in the shoulder.
I push them down and then put my knee on top of their chest and take off their mask. I'm kneeing on top of their chest.
Yeah. So you're gonna tackle them, kind of.
Basically, kind of.
Okay,
I guess.
that's gonna be another kick some ass roll. They see you coming at them, and they pull the dagger from their leg quick. They don't get it all the way out, but as you land on them, they kind of dig it into your side. But it doesn't penetrate your armor, and you still get another extra effect. So.
Oh, what's +1 forward mean?
That means for this altercation, you get +1 on your next roll.
What does a dagger do? 1? So I didn't take any because of my armor? Okay. I get +1 for my next roll if I have to roll again.
Mm-hmm.
How about I suffer them less harm because it doesn't seem like they've taken enough harm if they're fucking taking out their dagger in. So I inflict 1 harm. I inflict
terrible harm.
+1, yeah. So since I didn't really do anything to them, I was struggling them.
So how do you do that with your tackle?
When I tackle them, I press my knee really hard on their chest area,
Okay. Okay. So they kind of give a cough.
I take off their mask or their beanie or their little they had a ninja mask. So I take off their
It's Dwight.
Knew it. Fuckers.
Little betrayer. Is this
Traitor.
the idea? Traitor. Betrayer. Whatever. Traitor. You little traitor. Did you really think you could come in here and try to hurt us?
You told us, mistress. You told us to decide for ourselves.
You know what? I'm proud of you. But I'm sorry to say...
You hear a crossbow bolt whiz right in front of your face.
But past me?
Past you. From the left, from the cellar door.
Are we next to the basement?
Yeah, well, it's through the room that you're in. You're in the,
main room, no?
No, you're on the room to the right of the foyer.
Okay.
And that one ends in the cellar door, at the cellar door.
Oh, okay. So, I look up and I'm pretty sure I see a masked person, but I'm pretty sure it's Elizabeth. And then I take out my, I left my knife over there, so I don't have it anymore. I take out my axe.
Okay.
And I put it, right, I put my hands up to, go down on Dwight while my knees are still on him, holding him down, and I tell, Elizabeth, I'm assuming that's you, Elizabeth. You put that crossbow down, or I will take this axe down on Dwight's head.
Anybody else doing anything?
Am I near any of the kids?
Yeah, you're right. You were right next to Esmeralda after when she tackled.
Well, I mean, Radius isn't letting me out, so I can't do anything.
Take out your gun, Damien.
So, I point towards Elizabeth's hand, like where she's pulling crossbow and shooting. It was disarming.
What did you just say?
You try to shoot at her hand?
Yes, disarming.
Okay. With what?
The revolver.
Okay, roll.
Well,
Kick some ass.
Rifle, man.
Okay. So you fire and it kind of strikes her arm, but she pulls the trigger in reflex and it hits you right in the leg. So you take 2 damage. Do you have armor? Okay, it's a vest, so it hit you in the leg, so it doesn't affect this. So you take 2 harm. And then how much does your revolver do? Okay. So you guys upstairs, you hear this gunshot.
Okay. Hey, can I?
No, you go ahead. Sorry, I've done enough.
Can I try to restrain the man called Rolf with magic?
With magic?
Yeah, I'm not letting him.
How do you want to do that? How do you do that?
Well, I just use my usual hand waving and stuff, but it's like more of a wind element.
That's more for combat magic. You could, if you wanted to do it that way, you could try to create a wall around him.
No. I was gonna use the. Hang on, where is the? There it is. Okay. Under use magic, we have like traps. Oh, that's just really crap. I'll just attack him too. Can I just flick the book out of his hand?
Oh, like with your wind?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could try that.
I'll try that.
At the same time, the man called Rolf is going to try and use the power of the book to discombobulate Rudius and knock him out.
Fuck. Okay, roll use magic also.
He's gonna lie about his roll.
That is an 8.
Yes, yeah, told you he's gonna lie about his roll.
Okay, well, both of you pick your glitches. Actually, message me your glitches.
Okay.
Don't say it in chat.
Okay, well, let me see that. Okay,
Alright, well, mine's sent.
I know. I'm thinking of how this is gonna play out.
He's already mental, now he wants a freaking dark book. You need to take him down, man. You can put him out of his misery.
You're my best friend!
That's why I don't want you to have the book.
Rudius, you feel a dark force leave the book as your magic touches it. It launches at you, and as it appears to you, it forces your third eye open and shows you a horror, an unspeakable horror. Let's say an indescribable horror. And you're kind of stuck in that genjutsu for a bit. The book flies out of your hands, the man called Rolf, and it lands in the hallway. But
The wall's still there.
Is it? Because if I've broken your focus, I would think it would drop.
It's not a focus, it's an armor base.
It is an armor base. The wall is still there, but it's not like it extends through the entire length of the room.
It's just the door that's closed off with the wall.
Wait, okay, I'm a little confused. How did, if I can't get through it, how did the book get through?
The book was able to go through.
So just the book?
Just the book.
See. But he should be, he shouldn't have any influence from the book anymore, right?
Right, you're not. You feel the book's influence kind of leave you.
The man called Rolf just kind of sits on the floor, dazed.
All right, back
Help
downstairs. Back downstairs, Esmeralda. What do you do?
I take out, so I was still on top of him. I take out my crossbow, and I, shoot it at Elizabeth.
Kill shot?
Yeah.
No.
She doesn't want to lose her perk of
Okay,
having minions.
roll kick some ass.
It's tough, huh?
Yeah. Oh shit! These rolls. Okay. Where do you want the bolt to hit her?
I wanted to hit her on her right arm because she's right-handed, or whatever. What is she?
Well,
Right-handed?
she was already shot in her right, wrist.
Oh yeah. Okay then. I shoot her in one of her legs.
Okay. You do that. You also pick an extra effect though.
I take one less harm because I'm assuming she's gonna hit me. Is she or no?
Yeah, when she sees the
Or
crossbow.
is he?
Yeah, when she sees the crossbow come out, she with her left hand she reaches for her dagger and she throws it at you.
Okay. One less, so I guess I dodge it in a way.
Yeah, you dodge it.
Okay. I tell her, and then I yell, "Elizabeth, Dwight, you will not defeat us. You better leave now, or we will kill you, and I can promise that."
Dwight's kind of in tears. Mistress, you told us to do this.
No, I told you to do what you thought was right.
This is what we thought was right, mistress.
Well, now I'm telling you that you were wrong.
But you told us not to listen to you.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
No,
yes,
I didn't.
you did.
Shut up. I'm not
You
arguing
said don't
with
listen.
you. I'm arguing with Dwight. I said, no. I said, listen to yourselves. I said, you don't even have to listen to me. I didn't say you don't have to completely not listen to me. I said, but you choose what you want to listen to. And right now I'm giving you the option. This is your decision. You can stay here and die, or you can decide to leave. It's your choice.
We can't leave, mistress.
And why is that?
We were assigned to you by the sect. And
Okay.
We serve the sect.
And what is the sect telling you to do?
Fulfill the sect's orders.
What are the orders?
To maintain complete secrecy.
Dwight, if you and Elizabeth will stop this madness, you can stay here and maintain complete secrecy. But you have to promise that you'll stop trying to murder us.
You weren't the target.
Who's the target?
At that moment, Agent Baker walks through the door with his gun. He points it all around at all of you. Where's Lepke?
Well, I don't know. Did you guys take Lepke?
He points at Esmeralda. Put down the weapon.
I, slide it over to the side.
Now you. To, Damien.
I do.
What's going on here? Where's my partner?
Elizabeth, Dwight, did you do something to his partner?
From down in the basement, you hear, Baker! Baker!
This is such an X-Files episode.
He kind of walks around the group and he points the gun at Elizabeth and has her move out of the way of the basement. He walks downstairs.
She, moves out of the way, yeah.
Elizabeth, did I say Esmeralda?
Yeah. No, wait, you said Esmeralda. You said Elizabeth, sorry, yeah.
Okay. Upstairs, what's going on? The both of you snap out of it.
The man called Rolf just kind of looks at Rudius.
I snapped out. I was like, I just look at him, I sort of weakly smile, like, it's all good, buddy. It wasn't you. I'd take down but before he could do anything, I'd take down the wall and grab the book. I'm like, fuck you. You're not grabbing that shit again.
Is Rudy...
Do
The man called Rolf wonders, is Rudius not attracted to the power of the book?
Me? Are you asking me, or are you just wondering?
No, Rolf is asking Rudius.
Well, I've read a bit of it, but, I have studied magic all my life from my mother, so I'm a bit more, how should I say this, resistant to its effects than people who are not as magically literate. Does that make sense?
The man called Rolf does not. This does not make sense to the man called Rolf.
Regardless, you just don't touch the book again, yeah?
The man called Rolf kind of shrugs and goes downstairs.
Could I put on my newly fixed garb?
Oh, you only did the meditation part. You need to actually still do the transmutation part.
I thought it was like a combination. We did it the same.
No, you need to meditate first to prepare yourself to put that energy into it. But you can do that between episodes.
Oh. Now let's see what's going on downstairs. There was some sort of a commotion. But
as you walk downstairs, you see Agent Baker and Agent Lebke walking up from the basement, and like walking up to the first floor. And Lebke is behind Baker, and Baker's holding the gun out at the rest of the group. You see an unmasked Dwight laying on the floor, and what you assume to be Elizabeth is the other one, and she's injured laying on the floor.
What's going on here? And Dwight, did you shoot at me earlier?
I can't explain really what's going on. I just want this night to be over.
Yeah. Agent Baker, do you happen to know what's going on?
I know 2 of these people kidnapped my partner.
Agent Baker, if you'd like, you can take them away.
Yeah, they tried to kill me earlier.
And me. And if I knew that they had Agent Lebke here, I would have stopped it long ago. I apologize.
What do you mean they had Agent Lebke? Did they kidnap someone else again?
Yes, they kidnapped Agent Lebke.
What is wrong with these guys?
The man called Rolf now wonders if they were the ones that put Sarah Miller up to the man called Rolf to go get the book.
Agent Baker, you can take me too. I fear my guidance led them here.
He puts down his gun and leads Lebke to the door. There will be consequences. I'm following my report. Someone will probably come.
A dark look passes over the man called Rolf's face.
And over Esmeralda.
I put my hand on his shoulder. Nothing will happen to you, man.
The man called Rolf looks back at Rudius and he says, "No, the man called Rolf will make sure nothing happens to any of us."
So the agents are gone. What do you do with Dwight and Elizabeth?
I call my sect.
Wait, are you calling your mentor? Because you can't contact your sect.
I can't contact them at all?
They contact you.
Okay, I contact my mentor.
Okay, roll. Plus sharp.
Nice.
What is it, Esmeralda?
I need some advice.
This is not a good time.
Fuck, that doesn't help me to talk. Forget it, and she hangs up.
Damn.
It doesn't help. She looks at Elizabeth and Dwight, and she's just like, I guess the shovel, like she doesn't know what to do. Like, she says, "I apologize. I fear I've lost my way with the sect."
So, that's when I take charge. Alright! You kids have 3 options. You either die, you leave us, or you reform. You get to choose. You attacked me earlier. I don't easily forgive.
Dwight kind of pushes your knee off of him and
I was already off of them.
Oh, okay.
I already got off of them.
He stands up and he goes to help Elizabeth. Once they stand up, Elizabeth addresses you guys. "We'll return to the sect for now, mistress. We'll find our path again."
I apologize.
As long as that doesn't lead you to try to kill me, then I'm gonna kill you back.
Or any of us. And the man called Rolf is glaring at them.
Take out your big knife, dude.
They leave, and the rest of the night passes slowly, quietly.
Elizabeth addresses her wounds that she made earlier.
We're sitting
on
around
her
in the
thigh
living room.
and on her neck.
Oh,
Let's say we're all
Esmeralda?
sitting. Can we say we're all sitting around drinking, sort of like...
Yeah.
Deep
I'm
in
like
thought.
drinking, like I'm just like really quiet in one corner, like.
That's when
addressing
all
her
of a
wounds.
sudden Rudius realizes something very important, and he's just like gasps sharply. Who's gonna do the laundry now?
And on that note, we go to the basement. And then a passageway behind the shelves, leading to the catacombs. Deep within, past masses of cobwebs and dust, a standing crypt, frozen solid, with a slumbering Olaf.
He was sleeping.
He was sleeping this whole time. Oh my god.
The next day, Esmeralda, you walk up to your room.
Hello. She walks in.
You see a massive grizzly bear standing in the corner, but he's silver.
Yurik?
Esmeralda.
What? So, Yurik, what are you doing here? She's like ashamed, like she has her head down.
You've disappointed me, Esmeralda.
She starts to cry. I'm sorry. I thought I was ready. I fear I've lost my way with the sect. I'm not sure if I should still even be a part of it.
Meditate on this, Esmeralda. Practice your skills, your martial arts. Hone yourself. A grand test is coming.
Yes, sir.
You failed us, the Doric gremlins. We assumed you could handle such a feeble task.
Did you cause the Doric gremlins? You and the sect?
We had to know.
You almost murdered an entire town of people.
We had to ensure our new...
I saved those people. I did not fail that task.
You failed to stop them. And you
I
failed
don't know if this is...
your novices. We will speak
I failed
again,
them because they were
Esmeralda.
given to me too soon. No, Sir Yurik, I don't know if I want your test. I don't know if I want to stay in the sect.
As I've said, child, meditate on this. He dissipates in a puff of smoke and silver dust.
She falls back onto her bed and just, stares at the ceiling and is like, do I even remember how to meditate?
In the next room, we kind of get this, cool, panning shot through the hallway that, cuts through the walls and shows the next room. And, we see a bright flash come from the closet. And out of it steps Rudius with his new garb. But actually, Rudius, roll use magic.
Oh no, why you making roll crap? 10.
Okay, the magic works without issues.
Lucky you.
What is the new
It's
garb?
It's a badass trench coat.
Ah, you.
You know Columbine just happened, right, in this?
Well, fuck.
They were in trench coats for everyone.
So,
man.
One more. We see Agent Baker in an office. His superior reads his report. He sets it down on the desk and looks at Baker. That'll be all, Agent Baker. Well, did you read it? I mean, did you see? We have to send someone out there. That won't be necessary, Agent Baker. You're dismissed. Baker looks confused as he walks out the door, but he gives one final look to the far corner of the room, where in the darkness sits a man with glasses. His name is Jack Harkin. That's where we'll pick up next week.
God damn it. Man!
Thanks everybody for listening. Be sure to subscribe or whatever it is that we do. What do we do?
I think you should lick your telephone and then we'll know that means that you lick the podcast.
It'll probably help us out a little bit more if you leave an iTunes review, because that helps more people find us.
I know what to do.
You can follow us at Crit Fails Inc. and check out our website, critfailsinc.com.
Face us.
Yeah, tweet us. We'll read your tweets. We're fucking desperate for Twitter followers right now. So
no one likes
we'll
us.
read anything that you put on there. Well, as long as it's not a Russian bot or anything. But
well, I'll especially read it if it's really bad.
We'll read it in whatever voice. Request what voice you want to read in, even, and when we'll read.
You don't even mind fanfics at this point.
Yeah, we don't mind anything. You could make it yaoi. You could do Rudius X Rolf whatever. We don't really care at this point. Like, we just want something.
But whatever you do, don't ask us to send nudes.
Because we will. Because we will, and you.
Yeah, you don't want to see
something
them.
that you really want.
We're all actually like demons that live in